We're rolling.
Are we rolling? Cool. So I'm backstage at the Phoenix in Exeter with the lovely Adam Isaac. Hello and welcome.
Hello.
Are you doing well?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Excellent.
Yeah,
and Adam, just to put things into perspective, just in case you're watching and you don't know for whatever reason, of course he entered The Voice, and very famously he had two people turn around, didn't you?
Yep.
Who were those two people?
Tom Jones, will.i.am.
Wow. Okay, so will.i.am turned around first of all, and then we had Tom Jones turning around.
Yeah.
What was your sort of initial reaction? Because first of all, you sang Maybe Tomorrow, didn't you, by the Stereophonics?
I did.
What were you expecting from that first audition?
Well, I was expecting to. Do you know what? It was like one of those experiences where you don't think that it's real. It's like I went through a box of tissues because my hands were sweating so much from nerves. It was like crazy.
Yeah.
Because to find yourself in that situation, singing in front of 10 million people and 4 huge stars, and you don't know who else is watching. It's amazing that you can make any singing or guitar playing happen at all, isn't it? Really, I think, and so it was just a nerve-wracking experience, but it's one that you've just got to get through and still come across like you know what you're doing.
And you absolutely did, I'm not going to lie. So when you were actually performing, let's talk about what was going through your head, because of course it was a good 30 seconds or so. It must have felt like a lifetime before the first chair turned around.
Yeah.
Was that kind of quite a scary moment? Were you thinking, is anyone going to actually turn around, or...? Yeah,
I mean, I think, a lot of people, they say that they'd be really disappointed if the chair didn't turn, and I guess, you would be, and I would have been, because there's so much preparation and build-up that goes to that point. That's the first time that anyone sees us on TV at that point. So there's no kind of auditions like say the X Factor, where you're going through these auditions and they're televised.
Yeah.
You've gone through that process, and then all of a sudden you're out on Saturday night TV. So I was pleased to just have the opportunity to do that.
Sure.
On TV, because it was a situation where you're playing with a live band straight away. So there were no sort of backing tracks involved or anything. We were rehearsing with the band leading up to the TV show, and it was great to be doing that. And I think that was a good thing, that The Voice put you out with the band straight away. So.
Excellent. So let's talk about the blind auditions. Obviously, once will.i.am and Tom Jones had turned round, they kind of went into this battle of who had worked with the best people, and we heard that will.i.am was working in Ireland with Michael Jackson, and then Tom Jones put in his piece about he'd met Elvis Presley and worked with him obviously in Hawaii.
Yeah.
What were you thinking all the time? Were you just thinking, I know straight away who I'm going with, or did that help?
Well, I think you go into something like that thinking of your ideal and what you think you would want for your music.
Yeah.
Who would I like to turn around, and who would be most suitable? And lots of people were saying, oh, maybe it'd be really good if Danny turned around for you.
Yeah.
Because lots of people were making that kind of link. And he wasn't able to turn around at that point because he had run out of spots on his team. So Tom and Will, they both offer something great, because you've got, on one hand, you've got the great producer in Will, really current, up to date with what he's doing. But then you've got Tom Jones, who's worked with people like Elvis Presley, and he sang with the Stereophonics, who did a single with them, and lots of other people that I respected. And it just felt like it was music that I related to more, because I've grown up listening to bands and music that I just like music with real instruments. If I'm honest, and Will's music is a bit more electronic. So it was a bit further away from the direction I was going in at that point.
Of course. Okay, and let's talk about what kind of a platform that's been. What's that allowed you to do that maybe you couldn't have done?
Well, what it does do, I guess if you take tonight for example, it is quite an interesting lineup because you've got Charlotte who's doing Charlotte Ward who's doing really well on the is it the Teen Star?
She's
Teen
doing
Idol or something?
Open Mic UK, yeah.
Yeah, so she's doing really well on that, and then me having come off The Voice, and then Luke with an amazing X Factor success. So I get to do some cool stuff like this from time to time. I've done quite a few Christmas light switch-ons that I certainly wasn't doing before.
We love them.
So I've played to some big crowds, I've done a few festivals. It's certainly got me out and about more.
Yeah.
So before I went onto The Voice, I was a bit more southwest based.
Yeah.
And very occasionally I'd venture out. Now I do more work away from my home county.
Still all in the UK, or have you gone overseas yet?
What's happening now is that I've got a couple of different projects because I play on my own solo sometimes, and then I have a band when I go out and do more kind of touring festival dates with my own music, and so I do that. That's here at the moment more often than not, but then I have another band who are looking to go out and play overseas in 2014.
Wow.
And we're looking at some possible stuff in Singapore and Asia, Malaysia, around there.
Well, let us know. You know, we'll have to come out and see you, obviously. You're rude not to.
Yeah, come and stay.
Excellent. And talk to us as well about kind of the most exciting experience that you've had from that. So have you met you must have met some great people from this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's been difficult to top the period at which The Voice was happening, because during that time it's not like you'll meet one person every now and again. It's like every day,
constantly.
I was sat there. One week I wasn't performing. It was my turn to sit out because they used to alternate each week between teams. So we were in the audience that week, and I turned around and Ricky Gervais was sat behind me.
Oh wow!
And I was, and I sat there for a minute, and I thought, like I've seen all of The Office, like every single episode, like more than once.
So you know the dance.
I know all of that, and I watched his stand up and all sorts, and I thought, well, I've just got to say hello.
Yeah. So did you have a chat to him?
I just said, I just think you're amazing. You're brilliant. You're a genius. And he said, you're really funny. So I thought, I'll take that. I don't know if he means it in a good way.
No, but
he said, I think you're really funny. I think it was some of the stuff that happened while I was on The Voice, and some of the stuff I said that I perhaps didn't mean to say.
Oh right, okay. So you sort of maybe put your foot in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just means you're a genuine person. We like that.
I wear my heart on my sleeve, I think.
Definitely. Okay. Well, let's talk about festivals. So obviously you mentioned that before. What's been your best festival experience so far?
Well, actually, there's a little festival that I am involved in.
Yeah.
So I played it last year. It's called Bicton Fest.
Okay.
It's quite local. It's near Exeter. It's in East Devon, and we put a festival on there for a couple of thousand people.
Yeah.
And I played the festival with my band.
Okay.
We had a great set. It was a great crowd. Not too big.
Yeah.
It was still quite in front of the lake.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Wow.
And so I'm really pleased to be involved in finding other music as well, and looking at like being here tonight, having heard Charlotte for the first time.
Yeah.
She sounds great, so I'd be like thinking, oh well, we'll put her on at that festival.
Okay.
So it's nice to do something else in music as well, not just the playing, but.
Okay, so speaking of Bicton Fest, how can people get involved? Because I know you have still got a few spots left on the festival, haven't you?
Yeah.
So, is there a website or something?
Yeah, well there's a Facebook page set up, so they could go and look at Bicton Fest on Facebook. If you type it in, it comes up.
Cool.
There are a couple of online sites, but because it's at the college, it's at Bicton College, so it's on their grounds. They have a lot of land there, so you can visit their website, and then there's also another website, On Track Music Events.
Okay.
So
loads of websites, everyone. So get some of them written down.
I also get involved in booking music for some events.
Okay.
And I do that through On Track Music Events.
Oh wow.
And that's online as well.
So maybe if there's some local artists that
Yeah.
are looking to get involved in Vixen Fest, then they can obviously contact through the website. They'll get some contact
Yeah.
details there, and maybe they could play a spot with you as well.
Yeah,
That'd be
definitely.
cool.
Yeah.